take the opportunity to welcome all of you. Thank you very much for this excellent initiative, Your Excellencies and distinguished guests. It's a great pleasure and honor to be here and have this opportunity to share a few thoughts with you. Given the title of the forum, the title of my short presentation or briefing is the importance of the big and small in climate change. And the reason I chose this subject is because I believe it's very important first to believe in the change, in what we do in order to cause a change, a result. So, because I get to hear a lot, very frequently, the question around why is it important for Cyprus to go into this whole transformation to reduce greenhouse gases, since it is such a small country, an island, and since its contribution to the global greenhouse gases could be considered in the limits of statistical error. One question is this, that I hope to address and answer to convince our youth the importance of making an action on this. And the second question I would like to address in this short 3-minute talk is how fair is it to expect a small country like Cyprus to go through all this transformation of its economy in order to adapt to climate change, since one could argue that the consequences are disproportional. The consequences on its climate are disproportional compared to its cause, its contribution. In order to address the last question, I believe first we need to be very clear, very definite on what value system we want to serve. Do we want to serve transgenerational justice to provide the same rights to the next generations? Do we want to build peace? Do we want to keep the same human rights for access to a clean environment, a clean, a healthy climate? I think these are very important questions to clarify in our minds, in our value system before considering anything else. And I'm going back to the first question, which addresses the importance of big and small in climate change and why do all of us need to take action. First, let me clarify that climate is not only global. Climate is also local. And what we are going to experience as humans, as citizens, walking in our streets, living in our cities, is a climate which consists both of global and local components. Actually, we find research in the University of Cyprus finds that the temperature change that we will experience in the streets of Nicosia in 2050 will not be just 1.5 degrees, even if we manage to keep the global 1.5. Actually, it is 3 degrees Celsius. So actually, the contribution of the local compared to the global, it's equal. And this is what we are going to experience as humans, as people. So it's very important. The role of the local citizens is very important and impacts their own lives. Perhaps the actions taken in Cyprus will not be as much sense to our colleagues in China as their actions in China in Cyprus. But definitely it's of crucial importance that people take action because, first of all, it affects themselves. And in the case of Cyprus, half of what we are going to experience is due to our local actions. And what I mean local actions, actually, it's found that around 50% of the local greenhouse emissions is due to transportation. So we need to work on public transport, promoting public transportation, but also how we build our cities, how green our cities in terms of trees, plants, how do we build our houses, what kind of materials, our roles. For example, in the research